All right, today we're gonna talk about arrangement. I got a comment on one of my recent videos. First off, thank you. I can't even believe people are watching in general, but they said, can you make a video on arranging like how you did in the outro? So I got that same melody pulled up and I'm gonna talk about the different layers and kind of the theory on why I change around which ones I change around. This was all made with Zenology and a few plugins. If you wanna learn more about Zenology, I already got a video about it. You can go ahead and click this thing, go watch that. But okay, let's listen to it real quick. Crazy. I'm the toughest. I know. First, it's this LFO pad. One chord for most of it, and then it changes at the end here. So next, I got these reversed bells. That first preset was called Dark Vox. This bells preset is bell 13. Just delay on it. Pretty heavy amount of delay too. That's what it would be without effects. So I just rendered that out and just reversed it and threw some reverb on. God damn, man. Next up, I used LFO Vox in the pulsating preset list. I still really hate that word, but sounds really good. The wobbly LFO-ness could be a bit much, but because the pad also has that shit going on, I think it blends okay. And it's just a few notes. But I made a variation of it. And that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about is the transition between the first set and the second set of the same sound. It goes, the LFO rate changes because this is stretched. So these are kind of quarter notes. You can see the difference even in these waveforms, how often, you can see from the waveform that if you line up the original with the stretched one, you can see it's going twice as fast. And then you can hear a lot more low mids come back in when it's just the raw preset. There's no artifacts from the stretching. So you get the increased clarity with that too. And all that works together really well to make a smooth but impactful transition. If you guys haven't seen this video, the beat breakdown for Foot Fungus by Ski Mask. Okay, I can't find the right clip. I really recommend you watch this video. But he says something about the 808. It starts with like, it's filtered out and then you get the 808 and then he picks a different one to like drop it an entirely new level. That is something I always think about. I know we're not talking about 808s right now, but that clean sound coming in takes a sound that we're kind of used to and then drops it another level.
One thing I do in every beat is I really work on my sequence. So even if you only have 9 sounds in your beat, 10 sounds in your beat, change shit up. So when the rapper is rapping, even if they do one flow the whole way, the way the beat's moving and the way the beat drops out and comes back in keeps the energy up. RC20.
This is the part, this is what oh my God, I found it.
The intro has the same 808 that the beat starts with, but everything's filtered. Then the beat comes in right here with this 808. And that 808's the first time you get any low end. I wanted it to drop another level lower. So we have this intro, then we got this first section, and then, oh my God, I didn't know the floor could come out again. Like, that was the point. So that 808 is the first, like, 4 or 8 bars, and then this 808 comes in right behind it.
It's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, man. So we're starting out at this level, and then it goes to a different level with this. So now when you hear this again, hopefully that can influence your thinking moving forward, right? Also on this sound, I had used stretch on Effectrix, just the default, you just drag it across. Like without that Effectrix, that's something I do a lot. This next sound, we got a repeating bell. I talk about this all the time. Subtle things like that, like just give some movement, give you something to latch onto. And then finally, I got a bass. The only bass I ever use ever. It's called the AX Alpha bass in Xenology. Okay, so that's all our layers. Now I got a pop quiz. Now, pop quiz, no looking. Which one of those would you say is the main sound? Is it the loudest one? Is it the coolest one? Maybe it's the bass because it brings the low end. If you said the pad, you would be correct. I think the bass makes this harder to understand, so I'm gonna mute it for now. But listen to how much of a difference removing the pad makes. There's no bass. Sorry, foundation is a better word. I meant bass, B-A-S-E. This is empty. Part of arranging that we'll talk about later is adding and removing sound. So once you remove this sound and you have just these two, if you're also missing the foundation, it's just genuinely empty. It sounds like something's missing, right? If you're arranging, you don't want to just fucking randomly remove shit. You got to be able to identify like what your main sounds are, what's going to be too distracting if you add it. For example, what if I wanted to layer this, the original, that Vox sound? What if I wanted to layer it an octave up? It might sound cool, but to me, this is too much, especially with these bells. If I had to think of it, if I had to put numbers to it, this is a tier 1 sound. The reverse bells and the Voxes is a tier 2 sound. And then tier 3 is this lead. Or if I had other leads or other little bells, those would be tier 3. I'm actually cooking. I think this is actually a good way to think about it. Having 1, 2, 3 tier 2 sounds is too much. They're important, but not as important as the foundation. They can easily overwhelm the whole thing. Tier 3 sounds? Can you even really hear when that bell hits? Is it really making a difference whether I take it out or not? A little bit. Enough to make it worth having in, but you know, it's not that important. So if I'm arranging, I want to be careful with my use of these types of very front and center sounds. Make sure I have a foundation throughout the whole time. You know, maybe I could take this pad and switch it to a different pad sound that still covers the same type of frequencies that this pad covers. So it could be different, but it could still, that foundation theoretically is still there. Feels like I'm talking with a fucking lab coat on. Theoretically, the frequencies of the pad. Fucking pissing myself off. So yeah, that's the way I think about it. In terms of actually arranging, actually having stuff to do, you can just take them out. If you have like a tier 2 sound, just make sure it drops out every once in a while. Maybe make sure it transitions a while. Maybe I don't have this layer. Maybe I take the reverse pad, pitch it up an octave. Maybe I pitch it down an octave. Maybe I keep it the same pitch, but I add Effectrix stretch. That actually sounds really cool. Maybe I pitch it up an octave, but half time it back down. So the pitch is the same, but it sounds a little different. There's a lot of really simple stuff you can do to keep your melody interesting, but not too jarring at the same time. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's go over one more melody and hopefully try and implement what we just learned into something else. What's the tier 1 sound? What's the foundation? Pretty easy to tell. It's going to be the one that plays throughout the whole thing. Without this, we're just listening to a bunch of fucking leads. Much more obvious on this one what the foundation is. You hear how there's nothing to latch onto? It's fucking chaos. What's the tier 2 sound? This crazy shit up here. When it comes in, it's very obvious. That's the defining thing about a tier 2 sound. I would say these bottom two are more tier 3 and the top two are tier 2. This melody is not really going to get stuck in somebody's head. This melody could, though. It's simple enough to remember, it's up front, it's loud enough to take the center of attention. And I always try and have like a chill part. You definitely want to make sure at least one of the sections is pretty much the foundation plus one or two other things. I think it's very abstract. It really is hard to get it right. That's why I try and get into the theory of it, because it helps me, if I can think about it in a more concrete way, then that helps me physically, you know, make better music. So I would just make sure you have good melody, make sure a tier 2 item comes in and out, and make sure you have a section where there's just the foundation and one or two other things. Or even just the foundation, just something where we want to stay. I'm going to use this waveform as an example. This is 100%. We don't want our melody to be 100%. Like if I wanted a melody that was 100%, we can do that. If y'all want to hear what 100% is, we can do that. This is 100%. I'm not making too slimy beats. In terms of complexity, I'd like to stay 75%, 50%. But this section with just the foundation and the one extra thing, that's where we drop down to 25, 30. All right, we get to take a break so that when we do go back up to our level of 50, 70%, it hits because there's contrast. All right, I know this might have been a lot, but I hope this helps you. Thank you to that one commenter for giving me a good idea for a video. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitch.